So I believe, let's see, it was on Friday that we lost our water. We had no water. We're like, where's, you know, who left the hose bib on? Well, guess what? It wasn't a hose bib. So we thought, well, maybe the solar wasn't keeping up with our use. And so Dan cleaned the solar pads, checked them, said, one of them kind of looks a little funky. There's a little corner that's starting to look a little burnt, but he didn't test them. He just said, hey, let me know if the solar is not working. Well, next thing you know, I think I flushed the toilet and I took off to run some errands, I had to go, yeah, I had to run some errands. I did something. Anyway, I left, and so the RV pump was running. And when I got home and I turned on the water faucet, there was no water. And so I ran up to the holding tank and there was no water. So I dropped our backup water tank into the line, and so we had a little water. But then I was like, well, maybe the solar isn't working, or maybe it's not keeping up with it, with our use right now, because we haven't had any rains. And so I said, okay, I'll just hook it up to a generator, because the Gruns Faust solar pumps, you can use backup generator for electric source. So I did that, and it pumps a little faster than when you're just using solar. So it was really nice. I'm like, we're pumping water. I'm watering the garden. I did a couple loads of laundry. We both took showers, and because we had company coming in for the weekend. And I was like, okay, our company's bringing an RV. We might have some issues. Would they need water for their tanks? So, we got to get this on. And so I'm pumping it. I can see the flow going into the holding tank. I mean, I crawled up on top, opened and looked inside, and sure enough, the flow is there. And so all's going well until we ran out of water again while it was on. So we're like, well, oh no, it's like, is the electric not working the pump? So, but first, I walked the line. We've been having literally freezing temperatures every night. The bees are cold. Everything's cold here. So I walked the line, and the last section, the absolute last section I had to walk, sure enough, the ground was wet. And so we dug it up, and we found that a pipe had separated. And so, at least we knew what it was, right? And so we got that dug up. Then we had to leave things dry so it didn't, shrink or separate again. And anyway, so Friday to Sunday afternoon, we finally got water. And so I started the electric generator back up again, right? So that it would pump more water at one time instead of going, a couple gallons a minute with the solar. And, I just did like one tank of gas on our little Honda generator. And then next thing you know, I'm out of water again. This morning, we're out of water. So I just, I had errands to do again. So I ran out again. I come home, and I had it turned to solar, and sure enough, I went up and just checked the holding tank, and it is flowing. Our solar is working, and we're starting to get water, and I just turned on the SureFlow RV pump so that we could fill the toilet with water. So these are all things that, as you live off-grid on a homestead, water is number one. Water is big. And so, yeah, without water, you can't do anything, pretty much. It was hard to cook without it. It's hard to clean. It's just, you need water. So water is very important. And we're back. We have water again. So I can start doing some chores. Okay, looks like I can turn the water pressure back on for the house. We use the SureFlow RV pump, and as long as you don't do dishes and take a shower at the same time, it works great. So to elaborate, we use an RV pump to give us water pressure to send through our hot water on demand unit so that we can take showers and everything inside the house. This here is hooked up to a car battery so that we can use it when the generator is off. And when the generator is on, we have a charger for the car battery. So anytime the generator gets turned on, the battery starts getting charged again. So there's that. And then on this side, I do have one, need to open it the right way. I have one valve right here, hose valve, that feeds my wash machine, because without water pressure, wash machines also don't work. So got that, and so the water pressure feeds the washer. And other than that, that's our system. So the water gets pumped up to a holding tank, and then it comes back down to the main house, and we use an RV pump to get it inside. Okay, holding with the water theme for today, I come down and cleaned out the duck's water pond. That's one of my old chickens right there. She's supposed to lay white eggs, and I haven't seen a white egg in 3 months. I just got sidetracked. Sorry about that. Anyway, she unfortunately is going to have to go into the stew pot pretty soon. It's just what we do here on the farm. So I got the water going, and it is on solar, and that is the pressure that we get just directly from the well being on. And so what I really should do is somehow put in a drain so that I don't have to lift this huge thing up in order to change the water and clean it. Because these guys right here tend to be pretty dirty, aren't you, buddy? Some Muscovy Drake. And that right there is one of his hens. Hey girl, what you doing, huh? I love them. They are such cool ducks. They are awesome. So this is one of the projects that I need to do. Either that or get something different. But this works actually really well. The shallowness of it, I don't really have to worry about a whole lot of things drowning in it or anything like that. So that is one project. We use these little drinkers for the chickens so that they always have a clean water source available. And so these 5-gallon buckets, and then you can just buy that little cup right there separate and put it in your 5-gallon buckets. And so I have I always add like a cap full of apple cider vinegar, the organic, to my 5-gallon bucket, or I interchange it on other times I do 2 to 4 drops of like oregano essential oil into the bucket of water. And both of these are just really good for, well, the gut and for immune system building. So that's what I do in my clean water, because like I said, the big tanks like this, they're just gonna get dirty. So that's because of the ducks. So and that's too big of an amount of water to treat. So my treatments, to give them a little bit of a health benefits, is to treat the 5-gallon buckets full of water. Just something, this is where the water leak was, and just something to point out, something I did not notice before but really should have. It was kind of like one of those, I'm panicked because I'm out of water, but look at this. We got bees working on it. So it's flowering. And why is it flowering? Oh, thank you, nosy plane. Why is it flowering? Because if you look over here, all these are dried up. Well, it's flowering because it's had a leak for a while. So this one little plant was getting water and nobody else in this area was. And this should have been a dead giveaway to me that we had a leak before I noticed it getting really, really bad, but I did not notice it. So big thing is to be aware of your surroundings and notice things before it happens.